They are not about some special forces or some hero that saves everyone.
Somebody in Russia called it armadillo почем.
The Great War for Fatherland.
Все мне ясно стало теперь, сколько я спорил с судьбой.
Привет, наши русскоговорящие подписчики. Не пугайтесь.
Этот выпуск у нас будет на английском языке, потому что мы давно обещали нашим англоговорящим зрителям рассказать о советском кино. Hello guys and welcome to our channel. My name is Alex and this is Artem.
Hello.
And today we will talk about things that we already promised to you about very cool stuff. About what?
Very cool topic, and topic is, I have it right here, Soviet movies.
Soviet movies.
Какого Бориса царя? Бориску?
Что это такое?
Бориску на царство?
Как, вы действительно репетируете?
Так он лукавый презлым заплатил за предобрейшее. Сам захотел царствовать и всем владеть. Повинен смерти.
Боже, какой типаж. Браво, браво.
So Artem, what is your opinion? What was the main difference between Soviet movies, Hollywood movies, and maybe modern movies? Russia?
Well, there is a huge difference between these two eras of cinema, and the main reason why Soviet movies is different, because there was no such thing as box offices, and directors and producers and people that were creating them. The main purpose of creating them wasn't money. So it was only just for art and for everything like that.
And what about propaganda in old movies?
Yeah, for sure. Well, there was some parts in Russian cinema. First thing is a little bit of propaganda, because after Stalin took off to the how do you call it, to the underground world, the propaganda became a little bit lesser, but still, sometimes there was a huge propaganda movies. And the second part, why the Soviet movies is different, because of acting. There was no such thing as
of actors.
There was no such thing as being a celebrity like now.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yes, and all actors came to movies after they did themselves as a good actors in theater. Yeah.
And also, what about cinema censorship?
Oh yeah, it was a big deal and huge pain for directors and creators of Soviet movies, but they always found a way to take their ideas to movies, and not to piss off government of Soviet Union.
And can you understand why it was so big thing?
Well, because it was a Soviet Union. Everything had a censorship.
And you got a possibility to go to the jail.
Well, not like jail, like labor camp and all that stuff. And there was some parts of time in Soviet Union, like 1937, when there was a huge repressions going on, and government had some sort of holy war against different thoughts of people. So it's not the best time, and not the bright time of Soviet Union. But directors, the true people of art, they always found a way to
avoid this
stuff. Yeah.
Really interesting.
А как убавить свет? Ну, с Богом. Внимание! Перед вами прибытие поезда.
Похоже, на станции не остановится.
На Сен-Лазарский вокзал в Париж. Зачем быстрее? Прекратите пальбу! Что вы делаете? Куда вы бежите? Друзья мои, это совсем не страшно. Куда? Это совсем не страшно. Диана, совсем не страшно.
And well, there was like two parts of cinema around the globe. Well, I'm not talking about Indian movies and like Chinese, but there was a USA style of movies and Soviet style. And Soviet movies, they were like only for the people that lived in Soviet Union and satellites of Soviet Union, and not so much people in the West, in corrupted capitalist West, knew about that we Russia. Soviet Russia had such cool movies here.
But of course, the professionals they knew.
Yes, and the main example of it is Mr. George Lucas.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, in one interview he said that I have it right here because I'm dumb and I don't have a good memory. And George Lucas said Soviet filmmakers had more freedom because they didn't think about commercial success. And this is
deep
true.
And interesting.
Yeah, but well, not thinking about commercial success, but thinking about censorship. So it was completely different, not like in USA and Eastern countries.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Western, oh my God.
Eastern, Western.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, foreign.
Yeah.
Оп, раз, сели, сели, раз, два, хорошо. А теперь переходим к водным процедурам. Хорошо же. Доцент, у меня насморк. Пасть порву. Только ты знаешь.
Well, Artem, and when we look to the past, about whom you think at the first time? Soviet directors, Soviet movies?
Well, it's the same as in all types of Russian art. There is huge like painters or persons, huge literature guys like Pushkin or Dostoevsky. Same with the cinema. And well, the main guy, the main icon of that movies is Mr. Tarkovsky.
Oh yeah, and why do you think that Tarkovsky is one of the best directors?
Well, Tarkovsky movies is they're really hard to understand, and it's not a blockbuster. It's not an action movie. Everything is about an art and how do you feel and how do you see that picture. And well, he pioneered almost everything that we have right now, even in Hollywood movies, because well, people in West they knew about Tarkovsky movies and they have seen that movies.
And of course, when we talk about Tarkovsky, you should know that there are some examples of remakes of his old movies. The Solaris, for example.
Yeah, with George Clooney, right?
Yeah. But old movie is better, I think.
Well, he pioneered all that stuff about psychology and different levels. When you watch the movie, you can feel that different levels. Hello, Mr. Nolan. Tarkovsky did it before you, but you are genius.
Yeah.
Same as Tarkovsky.
And one of the most famous movie by Tarkovsky is what?
Stalker.
Stalker.
Yeah.
It's not a Stalker game that you know. I think it's.
But that movie influenced that guys that have created Stalker about that Chernobyl stuff.
About Zone.
Yeah. And well, it's a really hard movie. It's really hard to watch it from the end, from the start till the end, and well, it's a sour movie because Tarkovsky did everything so that movie will came out, and it wasn't so great for his health.
Но стоит тут появиться людям, как все здесь приходит в движение. исполнится ваше самое заветное желание, самое выстраданное.
And also we should say that there are some tricks that used Tarkovsky in his movies were also used by other directors. For example, in
Revenant,
yeah.
with Leo DiCaprio and Beer.
And some examples made it exactly like a mirror.
It was like a ball from the director of Revenant to Tarkovsky and his work.
So we will talk a little about the most famous movies and most
iconic,
interesting movies. Of course, now it's era of internet and YouTube, and you can watch all these movies with English subtitles or even with translation. And we recommend it it's really to you because it will be better for you for understanding our deep Russian soul.
Well, the idea of trying to understand the deep Russian soul it's like a main thing and main theme of almost all the Russian movies.
Yes. And what movies do you like from Soviet era?
Well, there is an iconic and huge movies like almost everyone know about them if you are involved, if people are involved to cinematography and all that stuff.
Maybe like is not the right word. Maybe what things you recommend, films you recommend, movies you recommend.
Well, there is like movies called The Cranes Are Flying. It's so hard to watch it because it's about war. And war is a huge thing was a huge thing in cinema of Soviet Union.
Солдатская судьба. Ты ее тут на ладошке вертишь, а? И чего?
And for example, Come and See. It's oh my god, it's really hard to watch because it's about madness, about war, about hate and all that stuff. It's hard, but it's
really
cool.
hard music themes and picture of these movies are so sad.
Everything is on the highest level. The acting, music, picture, all that stuff, and
the
iconic
operator
stuff.
work.
Сердце-то у тебя есть.
Ну что вы, мама, все ждут, а я что?
От каждого, от тебя каждого зависит, сколько она еще протянется.
Теперь не сховають. Хоч землей найдуть. І застануть.
And let's think.
What else?
War and Peace.
War and Peace, huge thing by Leo Tolstoy.
Yeah.
I thought that at about 20, maybe 30 different, how to say, tryouts to make this book come alive in a movie style. Even
Well, it's
soap
hard.
operas.
It's hard to understand that book, and how can you understand the movie? But the War and Peace, there is 4 parts, a huge movie with 4 parts in it,
and huge book with 4 parts.
Yeah, yeah. I have read only like one part of it. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. Well, Leo Tolstoy is a genius, but you need to level up like yourself to understand what he's writing there.
He wrote about 5,500 of pages by himself, and not one time. He rewrite a lot of times this poem.
Yeah, well, War and Peace, the movie was directed by Mr. Bondarchuk, Sergei. There is another Bondarchuk, a completely different person, like director too, but he's directing modern Russian stuff.
We will not
nothing compared to that Soviet times. And 4 parts. There is no CGI at all. There is like thousands of people were involved in that movie. Costumes, design, everything like that. It's like a
Makeup.
Lord of the Rings, but without CGI at all.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Actually, there is a small series created by BBC in 2016. I think there is 6 series in it, and it's really awesome, created by BBC. Yeah, acting, music, everything is really super, and try to check
it's
it.
Not simple. It's really hard, but it should be watched.
Well,
really.
yeah. The main thing about Russian literature and everything that was there is so much stuff that you can read between the lines.
Поймали меня.
And if we will talk about some international rewards of Soviet movies, do you know some examples?
Russian movies received a couple of Oscars actually as the best foreign language movie. Yeah. There is War and Peace that we have talked like a couple of minutes before. Moscow Doesn't Believe in Tears.
Oh, very huge thing here.
Yeah. An awesome drama. Not drama. Some part there is a comedy, some part is a drama, and
it's all about people. That's why it's so interesting.
Yeah, and about that Russian soul stuff.
Yep.
That movie is about search for success by 3 different women that came to Moscow and tried to find their way in their life.
And they received a really different experience in their lives. So you should watch it, absolutely.
Он пробьется, Александра, он надышится Москвой. Москву рябиной красили, дубы стояли князями, но не они, а ясени.
Yeah, there is a documentary that received Oscar called Moscow Strikes Back. It's a war movie created during the time of World War II, when USA and Soviet Union were friends, and it's about how Soviet people kicked German SS out from Moscow in 1942.
And also it was a movie with a strange name on Russian. It's
strange on Russian,
and still it's strange. Dersu
Uzala. Yeah, Dersu Uzala. Actually, it was directed by famous and awesome Akira Kurosawa. But it's a Russian movie because it was filmed in Soviet Union, and they have Soviet actors in it. It's about Hunter and his helper deep in Siberia and all that Russian stuff, Russian soul, everything like that. And we also have a movie called Burned by the Sun.
Oh, very huge thing here also. The first part, of course,
Yeah.
by Nikita Mikhalkov.
Well, and actually there is a Burned by the Sun part 2 and 3, but it's a complete disaster. It have nothing
Unfortunately.
cool as they had in the first part. Well, the first part is about really interesting stuff for Russians called repressions. It's about that guy, and he spends his last summer before repression, and he don't like Stalin and everything like that. And it's about their family, how they live.
It's also
About their
about
thoughts.
real people. And second and the third part, it's not about people, it's about money.
Well, it's more like they're trying to copy Hollywood movie, and nothing good is coming out. So, and the huge part of Soviet movies was films based on fairy tales.
Yes. Most of these fairy tales were taken, ideas of these fairy tales were taken from Western culture, from Nordic stuff, from German fairy tales, from Great Britain. And what was added, it was some Soviet point of view for all these fairy tales.
Yes, and Slavic folklore.
It's like folklore.
Yeah, yeah.
And also names changed. For example, Cinderella, it was Zolushka.
Yeah.
Like Zolota, it's a gold. Little Red Hood, it was Красная шапочка.
Yeah.
And Buratino and Pinocchio, we already talked about.
They had a little bit of propaganda in them. Well, because they were created for children, and children don't think much; they just watch. But it was really awesome. They almost had that level. I think they had that level of Disney fairy tales.
I think yes.
They used
close.
everything, the coolest stuff, the best
Music
costumes,
and songs.
music, songs, everything, and all that stuff. And I have a list of the best fairy tales here.
Please share
Yeah,
with us.
there was a lot of them, but
the best.
A couple of them are the best. And the first one is Vasilisa the Beautiful.
Vasilisa the Beautiful, on which fairy tale it was based?
Princess and the Frog.
And what about your favorite characters? Of
Yes,
this
yes.
fairy tale?
From that fairy tale on Cinema Scream started the adventure of Ivan.
Oh, Ivan. Maybe you should know that Ivan is some complicated.
Yeah.
Not complicated, some complete
image
of Russian guy, like John Smith in Western culture.
Yeah.
He always not
smartest kid on the block,
stranger.
Yeah. But more agile than everyone else.
And more tricky. And he...
The main thing about Ivan is always right. He don't lie. Everything like that.
Yeah. And at the end of this, all these fairy tales, Ivan received everything.
Yeah.
Half of the land presented by
Princess,
king,
yeah.
princess, a lot of gold, some magic things.
Yeah, the idea of that movie is like, you don't need to be the toughest one, you just need to be the smarter than everyone else.
Yeah. And what about bad guys in fairy tales?
There was like a couple of movies about the bad guy from that fairy tales, about Kashey the Immortal.
Kashey the Immortal. And also it was some old lady.
Baba Yaga.
Like a witch in Wizard of the Oz.
Yeah.
She lived in such type of house. And she always want to eat somebody.
Yeah, but Baba Yaga isn't like the evil character.
Yeah.
He helped. She helps Ivan in that fairy tales, but Ivan tricks her because he's smart.
Why Artem said he about she? Because the actor who acting this character
played that character. Yeah.
This character was a man.
Was a man, yeah, and he played the Baba Yaga for 5 times
in
in different movies. Like, yeah. And well, there is a movie about Kashay the Immortal, the evil necromancer, I think.
He was immortal. He lived in a castle. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and the Soviet government used his image like in propaganda, because the image of Kashay was like German, the Third Reich, and the image of Russian soldiers that fought with him was the Russian Red Army. So Kashay the Immortal, The Night Before Christmas,
based on famous novels by Gogol.
Gogol, yeah, One Love.
I think it was one of the scariest movie in our childhood.
Well, it was the only one movie that you can tell that it's a horror.
In Soviet Russia, yeah.
Yes, and well, it was based on Ukrainian folklore, not Russian, but well, it was the same country, the Soviet Union. And Ruslan and Lyudmila, the biggest love story of all times.
Based on Pushkin's novel.
On Pushkin, One Love. And Cinderella, of course. And Sadko, about that girl that, well, it's hard, it's complicated. I have seen it like I was like this big.
And when we talk about images of different enemies of Ivan and his friends in Fairytales, also should say that was not only about Nazi, it was also about Mongols. That was part of history of ancient Russia, we can say.
The main thing here is well, for the whole history of Russian Empire, Soviet Union, and everything like that, there was so much enemies here that wanted to take that land, and fairy tales, movies, cartoons, and all stuff was based on it. Like it was based on the enemy that wants to destroy us.
And our heroes should heroically defend our land.
Yeah, like it was the main theme in Soviet war movies. The theme of great sacrifice for the greater purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Да не пойдет она, товарищ майор, не пойдет!
Okay, movies about war.
Yeah.
We got movies not only about World War II, about First World War. Famous.
Everything started from some experts call it the best movie of all times, that pioneered all technologies.
Very famous movie.
Yeah, it was called Battleship Potemkin.
Somebody in Russia called it Armadillo Potemkin. But word in Russia
I was
the
wrong.
same.
Yeah.
But in English completely different. And of course, when we talk about war movies, the main part of these movies were about the Second World War, or how it called here.
The official name here is the Great Patriotic War.
And the main theme of these movies was not battles, was not soldier or enemies of our land. It was also about people.
Mainly about people, about their souls, their lives, their sacrifice, their losses, and everything. All about that, about humanity, about the people that wanted to stay humans, not animals. And well, it's a big deal and a huge thing. Well, it was in Soviet Union, same as now in Russia.
And when we talk about these movies, which movies you can recommend?
Well, there is a lot of war movies, and they are not action movies like on West. There are not about some special forces or some hero that saves everyone. They are mainly about sacrifice and the sacrifice of the Soviet people, and about loss, and that the main theme that war is hell. War is a horror,
and nobody want to fight.
Yeah, and the biggest movie about war in Soviet Union called Liberation.
Yes.
Yeah, actually it's a remake because well, the Stalin ordered to create a film about Great Patriotic War, but after Stalin died, they thought that it's not the best movie, not a real one. It's about heroes and songs and all that stuff. So they reimagined it to be more realistic.
And I heard that soldiers who actually were at war said that this movie
is almost like a documentary. Yeah.
Only one thing were different. Actors were not so young.
Yeah, because well, as they remember war, there was like boys 17-18-year-old trying to survive.
And what else? What movies?
Well, personally, my favorite movie is called Only Old Men Are Going to Battle.
One of the best movies ever.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and it's a sour movie. It's a sad movie. Well, because it's about people that trying to find something good, something. They try to find a reason to live during that period of war and all that horror.
And at some moments it's a musical.
Yeah, and everyone cries. Everyone cries near the end, just before the credits of that movie.
The downs here are quiet, I think.
Oh yeah, it's that kind of movie that it's kind of hard to watch.
One of the saddest story.
Well, it's kind of hard to find something to laugh about when it's a war movie. Every Soviet movie wasn't based on war is cool. War is a horrible disaster. Also, I can add some movies to our war movie list. I have them there right here. So, Ballad of a Soldier, 1959, awesome movie and really cool. They Fought for Their Country, 1975.
20 Days Without War.
Yeah, and Two Soldiers.
Please find the time and spend it for watching these movies. You will receive great pleasure, really.
Yeah, well, and during Stalin times, war movies were all about propaganda. But after destroying the cult of personality of Stalin, when Nikita Khrushchev came to power in Soviet Union, they thought that let's make movies about war more realistic and not about the great sacrifice for painting all globe red, but more about people.
More about people. You already talked that after Stalin death, it appears a new opportunity for Russian directors and Russian actors. And what happened?
Well, they started to film more comedies. Because, well, on one hand you have like sad movies about war, but you need something else, completely different, and the comedy started.
Yeah. And what was the main difference of Soviet comedies and Hollywood comedies, for example?
Well, my personal opinion about Soviet comedies, they were more kind, more joyful, and more about um, intellectual humor, not more about dumb humor like when someone falls down and everyone laughs. Nothing more about like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We had something like that Artem said. It was mainly
Yeah.
French comedies with Louis de Funès, with the gendarmes. It was a little bit dumb humor, but it was really
It was
funny.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but Russian comedies, Soviet comedies were different. We should add that most of all, most popular comedies were directed by one person, by Leonid Gaidai.
Yeah.
And these comedies were really good because
Awesome, like for
awesome,
real.
not good, just good. They were kind, they were
Joyful.
joyful, about love, about funny situation, and also about people. And
Yeah,
we can
about simple people and how they enjoy life.
Mhm. And what is your favorite comedies of Gaidai?
Caucasian Prisoner.
Uh-huh.
Ничего тебя не видел. Прекрасная как девушка.
And what else?
Well, if we will talk about Leonid Gaidai, there is Caucasian Prisoner, Operation like that, and what else? Ivan Vasilievich changes his profession. Awesome
One
movie
of
with
the
awesome songs, and well, like really cool.
and if we compare this movie on our resource called Kinopoisk, it's some kind of
IMDb,
like,
but in
like
here, yeah.
IMDb on the top list near the Green Mile and Escape from Shawshank. It will be Ivan Vasilievich.
Yeah, you can watch them any day, or when anytime, and you will enjoy them.
And every year at Christmas time, on the end of December, when you turn on your TV, these comedies will show one by one.
Yes, because
3-4 days
because
without any stop.
during a New Year celebration, you are okay and cool and fun
You're
and all this
happy.
stuff, and these movies adds you happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What comedies we can add to our list of favorite movies? Irony of the Fate.
Yeah.
Love Affair at Work.
Yeah.
Love
Love and Doves.
Love and Doves.
Kind of awesome movie because it's about two culture collapses: the culture of a big city and culture of village.
And the humor in this movie is very smart.
Yeah.
I think. And also
Aphonia. It's just about it's simple Russian stereotypic guy and his adventure. It's awesome.
Был задержан органами милиции.
Афанасий, мне кто-то позвонил. Я подумала, что это вы.
Yes, also like sci-fi comedies like Kin-dza-dza.
I think it's not a comedy. I think it's
Well,
based on true story.
If you will think about that movie, like deep,
Mm-hmm.
your mind will blow up. But on the surface, it's a comedy.
Yes.
Спичку хоть. Катя. Вот так. Будь другом помедленнее.
When you in the United States had already Star Wars, Star Trek, like Terminator. We had some sci-fi movies for young people based on Kira Bulachov books.
Yeah, right.
About Alisa Selezneva, and that was a guest from the future.
Кто? Мелофон?
And also it was very popular movie.
Ginger Robot. What was his name?
Electronic.
Yeah, right.
Electronic. Free pass of this movie.
But the best movie of all times that I'm watching like every year is called 3+2. I love that movie so much. It's one of the kindest movie that I have ever seen, and I have seen like a lot of movies.
Can you describe a little?
Well, it's about love. It's about love and enjoying life, and it's cool. It's really awesome. Well, it's about 3 guys. During their vacation, they meet 2 girls, and well, they fight. They don't like each other, but after some time, the love starts, and they fell in love. And that one guy, that the third one, they don't like all that situation. He understand that, yeah, there is love in life.
Please watch this movie.
Awesome. Well, there is one of the biggest actor of Soviet Union,
Andrei Mironov.
Yeah, Mironov. Everyone loved him, and I think there is no bad movies with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it was like short description of Soviet movies, and as you see, they were completely different, not like Western Hollywood stuff, because the main purpose of creating them wasn't box offices, was
pure
just
art.
Pure art. Yeah. And on that, we will end about Soviet stuff.
We will end a series of our episodes about how it was, and we will proceed for some modern talks.
Modern talking.
So if you like this video, please share it with your friends, with your pets, with your family,
with your enemy,
with everybody. And we will return to you really soon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See ya. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh my god, guys, we totally forgot to tell you about the adventures of D'Artagnan and 3 Musketeers, the awesome adventure movie of Soviet Union based on Dumas novel. Really cool, really awesome, and have awesome music.
Hold on. Guys, we also forgot to say about huge stuff here. It's Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson.
Yeah.
Hound of Baskerville's best movie.
Yeah.
And also for us, it's a canon of Sherlock Holmes. How it should be. You should watch it.
Yeah, check it. Don't forget to check it. Goodbye. See ya.
See you.